Tuesday mornings in San Diego are supposed to be the kind where nothing happens. Palms swaying, sprinklers hissing, maybe a couple of bored retirees arguing about fertilizer. But that morning, a bright yellow violation notice stapled to our fence pretty much detonated the myth that suburbia is safe from chaos. Fence height violation. Unauthorized flag. Compliance required within 72 hours. Just like that, we were on the clock, and not in a fun, game show way. Emily, my wife, a school teacher who's seen enough spitballs and broken promises to know you always document everything, stood there in gardening gloves, phone out, disbelief turning into that teacher stare that scared more than one troublemaker straight. Before she even hit record, she's already got her brother Mark on speaker, half laughing, half furious. "You believe this?" she says, loud enough for the HOA president to hear across the street. "They're citing us for the flag again." She's still mid-sentence when three guys in tactical vests, badges crooked, boots muddy, stomp right onto our lawn. Not cops, compliance, their patches say, which is HOA code for guys who never made the cut for real authority but still want to boss you around. The biggest one barks, "Ma'am, stop recording. This is official HOA enforcement." Mark, still on speaker, hears the tone, and you can practically hear him rolling his eyes from the other side of town. Emily holds her ground. "You're not law enforcement. Stay back." And then, just as the neighbors are starting to peek from behind curtains, Mrs. Chun, Carl, even Mrs. Rodriguez's garden hose is flooding the street because she forgot to turn it off. One of the compliance thugs hauls off and slaps Emily so hard the sound cracks down the block. Her phone goes flying, still recording. Mark's voice explodes from the speaker. "Emily, Emily," but the call fizzles into static. She stands there, hand pressed to her face, not crying, just wide-eyed, shocky. That's when my switch flips. I'm out the door in a faded Marine Corps shirt, coffee mug still in hand, and I can feel every eye on the street watching as I step onto the lawn. "You just assaulted my wife," I say, and it's not a question. The men freeze, probably not expecting a guy who's been through worse than HOA thugs with bad haircuts. Before I can even step closer, headlights swing across the driveway, and two men climb out of a black pickup, moving with that scary silent precision you only get from Navy SEALs. Emily's brothers, Ryan and Jason. "Problem here?" Ryan asks, eyes scanning, all calm menace. Emily points at the men, voice steady. Jason picks up Emily's phone, checks that it's still recording, and gives me a nod, proof locked. The big compliance guy tries to puff up, throws out the official HOA business line again, but Jason's not buying it. Ryan closes the gap, grabs the man by his vest, and drags him in like a kid caught shoplifting. "You picked the wrong family." Second thug squares up like he wants to box. Jason sidesteps, lets the guy swing at air, then flicks his wrist. Pain rips through the guy's arm, and he drops the tough act. The third just backs up, hands up, sweating. "We were just following orders. Jennifer told us." And there it is. The president's name, dropped like a live grenade in a dry field. Neighbors are out now, phones up, recording everything. Emily, cheek flaming red, tells them, "Wrong neighborhood, wrong woman." The first siren echoes down the street. My 911 call went through. Ryan and Jason back off, hands visible calm. Police cars screech in. Officers step out, hands at their belts, sizing up the scene. Three thugs in tactical vests, a battered school teacher, half the block watching. I lay it out, quick and clean. "They assaulted my wife. We have it all on video." Emily hands over her cracked phone. The officer listens to the slap. Everyone flinches. They read the text on the compliance guy's phone. "Boss lady, use force if needed. Jennifer Allen." Her fingerprints are all over it, even if she's not on the lawn herself. Police cuff the thugs. Neighbors mutter. Mrs. Rodriguez is crying. Carl can't meet my eye. Emily stands tall, bruised but unbroken, and says, "Jennifer thinks she runs this place with fear. That only works till people see the truth." The cops bag the phone as evidence, and as they drag the thugs off, the neighborhood watches, angrier than I've ever seen them. The morning after, the street is quiet as a funeral until there's a knock at our door. Agnes Porter, old-school nosy neighbor, now looking like she's aged 10 years overnight, hands Emily a fat envelope and breaks down at the kitchen table. "I was Jennifer's spy," she admits, shaking. She slides out page after page, photos of a notebook, Every neighbor cataloged, every weakness, who owed money, who could be pressured, who'd cave under threat. Jennifer kept notes like a general running a war. Control system, pressure points, leverage plans. Emily comforts Agnes. She's not alone anymore. But what I see, reading those notes, is pure battlefield strategy. Jennifer's got a phase 2. If legal fails, escalate. Backup plan, code named GL, Gregory Lamb. Her ex-husband, supposedly dead. Agnes whispers, he's not. The realization hits. Jennifer's been planning all this for years, documenting everything, recruiting spies, building her own little empire. It all comes to a head at the courthouse. Jennifer struts in, expensive suit, flanked by Carl, who's now flipped sides under threat of losing his house. He lies under oath, claiming I threatened him. My lawyer plays a recording from the community meeting, Carl's own voice saying I showed restraint. The judge isn't buying Jennifer's act anymore, especially after we show evidence of debt, blackmail, and Agnes' testimony. The whole gallery erupts. Jennifer hisses at Carl, but it's over. Her power is slipping. Or so I thought. The threats keep coming. Anonymous messages. Your wife works at that school, right? Public places can be unpredictable. Emily's not scared for herself, but now the kids at school are at risk. Jason and Ryan position themselves at the school. Ray Delgado, a retired cop and our new best friend, calls in favors for extra security. The notebook reveals Jennifer's ultimate move. Phase 3. Maximum impact. Sunset Elementary. Emily's name, her schedule, even dismissal times. Jennifer's not just targeting us. She's targeting the whole community. Greg, the ex, shows up with receipts, bank records, payments to shell companies, audio of Jennifer drunk, admitting to hiring thugs. Phase 3, she says, is all about chaos. Not just HOA stuff. Real terror. And now Carl's been her inside man at the school. Greg's got proof. The feds come in, fast, FBI, DHS. The school gets locked down, parents on edge. But at 3:12 p.m., a black SUV rolls past the school, tosses a phone onto the pavement, and speeds off. The phone flashes. Phase 3 has begun. Today was just a test. Kids pour out, laughing, but the tension is thick enough to chew. That night, Emily can't sleep. None of us can. Jennifer's been arrested, but her network runs deeper. Anonymous threats, burner phones, evidence that someone's watching us even now. Greg's files point to a shadow group, shell companies, real estate boards, a whole machine behind her. And then, 2 weeks later, Emily finds a photo on her desk at school. Our daughter's class, circled in red. Not done. The neighborhood rallies. People who never spoke before are sharing evidence, hugging, promising to fight back. Mark and Luke, Emily's brothers, lead the charge, homeowners refusing to be bullied any longer. Jennifer's network tries one last scare, fake compliance officers, clipboard warriors going door to door, but the street unites, standing together for the first time. It all erupts at the next HOA meeting. Evidence projected, Jennifer's voice on audio, neighbors shouting for justice, a vote of no confidence. Jennifer screams threats, dragged out in cuffs by the FBI, vowing revenge. But as she's driven away, she smiles and whispers, Phase 3 doesn't need HOA power. And that's the thing, right? For the first time in months, our street feels free. Kids playing, porch lights on, flags waving not because bylaws allow it, but because we earned it. But I'm not naive. I know there are still shadows behind some of those windows, watchers waiting, plotting, maybe not even for Jennifer this time, but for themselves. That's how these things work. Every time you cut the head off a snake, another one slithers up. So what do you think? Was it all worth it to stand up, even if the war isn't over? Would you fight back if your family was threatened by people hiding behind rules and fake badges? Let me know below, wherever you're watching this. Tell me, when is enough enough? And what does real justice look like in a world where even suburbia can become a battlefield?